What's up and welcome to or back to the Thread Life. In today's video, we'll be getting into this protective half up, half down quick weave with absolutely no leave out. Before we get into the details, I want to give a huge thank you to YGWIGS for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love this look. It's one of my favorites. So without further ado, let's get into it. YGWIGS sent me over some lashes as well as some HD wig caps in black. I don't know why they thought we needed them in black, but it's all good. Today, I'll be installing 3 bundles of their 20-inch body wave hair, and these bundles on the quality scale are perfect for a quick weave. I would not put them on a unit, but the quality is amazing for quick weave material. So for the install, we're starting off with blown dry hair, and I'm just gonna split my hair into 2, and I'm gonna put that top section out of the way because we'll be starting off with the back. And starting off for the back, we're gonna part out a circular section of that hair, and y'all could see this sectioning was sending me not too much on it, but I'll show y'all exactly how it's supposed to look right here. My camera went out of focus, but you'll see more as I start to braid it. But this is going to be our anchor braid, and this is what will protect our hair from getting any glue on it, or what will help in the method of protecting our hair from getting any glue on it. So you're just going to braid that all the way around until the circle closes in on itself, and then you'll see in a second here that I like to close in my circle fully by crocheting the end of the braid through the start of the braid, so that again it is one full complete circle and you cannot tell where it starts or it ends. And then from there, after that anchor braid, it doesn't really matter what your braid down looks like. I know some people, when they're doing this style, especially in quick weave form, they just do 2 braids in the back, but I like more of a sturdy braid down. So I'm gonna do about 4 additional braids, and I like to interlock all of the ends of my braids, so by the time the braid down is complete, I only have 1 loose tail, and from there I'm just gonna sew that down and make sure everything is nice and flat.
So I'm running all the way back to you. I wanna see the day when you're stood right there.
Y'all know no braid down is complete until those roots are oiled, that scalp is oiled, and from there I'm going in with my mega wrap strips, and I'm just gonna apply about 4 wrap strips onto my foundation, and this is the key to making sure that no glue touches your hair. I know it looks crazy, it's gonna feel crazy tying all of these strips around your head, especially the one under the chin. But girl, do you want the glue on your hair or not? After I took down my last quick weave, I realized that this is the way to do it. This is how I used to do it on clients, and it makes it so that as soon as you take that braid down, there's no little to no glue. So then I am going to put on the cap over those strips, and you want to make sure that they do not shift too much in the process. And from there, you're going to feel along that first circular braid that we did around the perimeter as the anchor braid, and you're going to take your needle through the cap, the strips, and the braid to secure the foundation of the strips and the cap all together.
Oh, I know I wanna be the next to you.
I stay anxious for nothing, but I don't wanna wait till there's nothing left. I don't wanna stay here.
Once you have your foundation secure, you can cut off the excess cap as well as the excess black strips, but you want to be very careful while doing this because you don't want to cut your hair, and you also don't want to cut off too much of the strips or the cap because that will defeat the purpose of the protection. Now going in with that first bundle, and if you're new here, I like to melt my wefts when I'm doing installs because they just lay that much flatter. And you're going to measure, cut, apply your glue, and then lay your weft. And you want to make sure that you're applying all of these tracks in a U shape. That is the way that we're able to secure and close out this back portion of the style without having to leave any hair out to cover the tracks. You want to, again, form them in a U shape. And I blow dry that first track and the last track, nothing in between, because again, this is a quick weave, emphasis on the quick. So I'm just going to continue measuring, cutting, applying the glue, and then placing those tracks in a U shape all the way until I get to the top. And the U space is going to become smaller and smaller the closer I get to the middle of my head.
Left behind, I wanna make it. I stay busy thinking about you. I'm focused on following you, 'cause you said you're coming soon. Coming like a thief in the night, yeah.
As I mentioned, once I'm to the top of the glued portion of the style, you see the U space is getting smaller and smaller, and it gets to the point where you need to apply one last piece of a track just to close it on out, and that's the point at which I go through and blow dry the entire thing. Now for the top, I'm going in with my Love Letter Silken In Heat Protectant, and then I'm just going to pass the flat iron through the front part of my hair one time for the mini flat iron and then one time for my bigger flat irons, just to make sure that our base is nice and sleek for the ponytail.
Leave into light, yeah, yeah. I look at how you paid the price when you gave your life so I could have mine. So I'ma do what you say, and I pray I can walk in your ways. I'm so grateful for you and your grace. God forbid I ever trip and be led astray. No way.
I don't wanna wait.
Now that my hair is good and silked out, I'm just going to form my ponytail, and I'm going to lay it to where I want it as far as the position goes. When I'm doing my half up, half downs, I like my ponytail to sit a little bit lower. I don't like a genie ponytail sitting at the top of my head. And then I'm going to take out my edges as well before going in with my wax stick to begin molding the base. And you'll notice I first went in with a clip to set the position of my ponytail, and then I'm going to go in with a looser ponytail holder to hold the position. And then once I'm ready to really lock it in, I'm gonna go in with a rubber band. Yes, a rubber band, but you put in your hair whatever you think works best. The rubber band just holds it like none other, and it makes sure that the lumps and bumps are kept to a minimum. Now I'm going in with the best edge control ever, Love Letter Edge Lay. If you know, you know. And I'm applying that at the roots, and then I'm gonna go back in with that leopard edge brush. That's the key for laying your ponytails. You don't need a big old bristle board brush. You just need a good thick edge brush, and you're gonna brush that product all the way through. You're gonna see me continuously go in with that leopard edge brush because that's the star of the show when it comes to the ponytail. Do you want that ponytail to lay flat or not, sister? I'm confused. So yeah, like I said, I go in with the rubber band. Then once I have my ponytail locked into where I want it, I'm going to seal it with some Got To Be hairspray, and I hit it with the blow dryer off camera as well. Next, I'm going to go in and lay my edges, and I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Watching this back editing, Bree realizes that I had a little edge blindness when I initially installed this. The sideburns did what needed to be done, but those side pieces, the curtains were a little thicker than they were for the subsequent days. But anyways, now we're going in with some braiding hair just to give some density and thickness to the ponytail, and I'm going to braid that all the way down. It does not have to be neat because it's going to be covered right back up, babe. I'm going to secure that in with a rubber band, and then using the last bundle, we'll wrap the ponytail. But first, we're going to go in with a black strip and wrap that down the entire length of the braid. And you see I left a little more at the top because it tends to slide down as you wrap your ponytail up. Another helpful pro tip that I've learned along the way is that you only have to apply glue at the top of the ponytail and then wrap your hair, your weft, around the entire circumference of your braid. I used to think it was necessary to put glue all around the ponytail piece, but it ends up just making a mess that's really unnecessary. So just put it at the top and wrap those pieces around. I ran out of the bundle here, so I went in with a little piece from what I had left from the bottom, and I ended up pretty much using all of the hair other than one other strip. But just continue wrapping that, and then you're going to pull out a piece from underneath to wrap and cover the track. And I like to flatten that out with the flat iron and make it as thin as possible, just thick enough to cover those wefts. And once again, I'm using that leopard edge brush to keep it nice and smooth, and I also put some edge control on that piece as well, and just continue wrapping it all the way around the base, making sure that any kinks are worked out with the leopard edge brush before you run out of it, and apply a bobby pin to secure it in place. And then I'm going to seal it with some more Got To Be and blow dry that into place as well. Now I could take this cape off, and we're going to get into styling the hair. I was in the mood for some crimps. I've always been a crimps girly since back in the day, getting my little twists in the front, my crimps in the back. So I just really wanted some crimps, and doing it on the body wave texture made it so that the waves look really, really natural. I'm using my ion waver from Sally's. It is the GOAT as far as crimpers in my opinion. It gives the perfect size crimps. It can be time consuming to do crimps, but I did big sections and it worked out just fine. I used Got To Be the style to hold the crimps in place, and I'm on about day 5. maybe day 4, and I haven't had to redo it. Quick maintenance note, there's no real way to maintain crimps at nighttime. I've just been putting them in a bonnet and it's worked out just fine. Now that we're done styling, I'm going to take off those edge wraps, and you can see Miss Mama's is laid down. Here's a back check, a 360 check, a length check, all of the things. The 20-inch falls right below bra strap for me. This hair looks so beautiful crimped. Like I said, it's the perfect hair to use for a quick weave. They're also on TikTok Shop if that's where you prefer to get your goods. This is one of my favorite hairstyles to do on myself. I've been doing it for a while. I've just never shared it on this channel, so I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. It's a great style for the holidays, something that's easy enough for you to do at home and look good, feel good, be that girl. The best parts are that it's so easy to maintain and it is actually protective. Y'all already know all of the links will be in the description box. It won't be long before we're back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.